Hi guys, welcome to Choco's channel. In this video we're going to talk about anxiety and how to deal with it on a daily basis. One tip I have for you guys is to make a scale of progress. I'll show you guys mine in a couple of seconds. And I have another tip for you guys. It's an app I use and I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I just really like it and I think it's really helpful for everybody that needs it. Alright, so obviously the scale of progress is something you're gonna want to make before you panic. But what to do when you're actively panicking? It's very hard to think about those things on the spot. And I have a couple of things I'd like to say right now. And I'll make a list of the other things I didn't mention in this video and I'll put it in the description box down below. So the first thing is remember to breathe. I'll show you guys in the application I use, they show you how to breathe. But if you don't want to use that application, you can just remember breathe 5 in, hold it in for 3 seconds, and breathe 5 out. Another thing you can do is obviously go somewhere with less people. Like if you're at school, maybe go to under the stairs. That tends to be where there's less people because it's an area of movement. So there's less people there. Sit against a wall in a corner, somewhere where you can see the people. That's what helps me. But if you prefer not seeing the people, maybe sit at the front of the class. Or maybe sit like at the front of the restaurant or wherever you are. Take a moment to look at the sky. The sky is beautiful and it helps to calm you down. If you're outside, maybe take a walk like in the forest or something. That really helps me. Something that helps me is plushies. For some reason, I'm confident enough outside of my house to bring plushies around. So, like, just bring a plushie with you where you go. Not necessarily show it to people, but like have it with you in your bag so you know it's there for you. And if you need it, just cuddle it and everything will be better. Listen to music. Obviously not music that makes you tense. Maybe more calming music. But if the tensing music makes you feel calmer for some reason, then go for it. You do you, girl. Oh, look at memes. On Instagram, on Tumblr, or on Reddit, I don't care. Just look at memes or funny vines. You can make something as well, like make a bracelet, origami, maybe sew something. Maybe read a book as well, because getting into a book, it can really help you not focus to what's happening around you, but you focus solely on the story. And yeah, I'll just put the rest in the description box below. And I hope you guys liked my video. Thank you. Alright, so the first step on my scale of progress is leave my house. It has to be for more than 10 minutes. And my girlfriend at the time didn't count in that. So I had to leave the house for another reason than going to her house. My second thing is say hi to people on the street. But it has to be loud enough for them to hear me. Number 3 is talk to somebody. Ask a question about their interests, or if they're walking their dog, ask them if I can pet them or something. Number 4 is visual contact or physical contact. So looking at the person in their eyes, like shaking their hands, and if they're my friend, maybe give them a hug. Number 5 is going to the supermarket with my mom or going to the park on my own. Like, yes, there's people, but there isn't that many people usually in those places. Number 6 is hugs in public, because when I was dating, I had a lot of trouble hugging in public. Also, crossing the street on my own. I'm scared of crossing the street, so it's very difficult. Number 7 is at the restaurant, order by myself, or in another situation, talk on the phone, like to take an appointment and everything. Of course, in these situations, I'm allowed to take notes. Number 8 is go to Montreal, because I live fairly close to Montreal, so I could go by train or bus. But of course, this can just mean going to like downtown where you live and stuff. Number 9 is going to the shopping center. Obviously with my mom, but like it's still quite a big thing. Number 10 is an adventure on my own. And that means like going to an appointment on my own, going to the supermarket on my own, going to a friend's house on my own by walking outside. As you can see, my ultimate goal for now is Otakuthon Idol. Otakuthon is a convention here in Montreal, and it's about anime because I love anime. And Otakuthon Idol is a singing contest. At the back I wrote some extra things that are hard for me to do, like speaking in front of people, being physically close to people, like in an elevator, in the train, in the bus, in the subway, and doing group activities like working in teams. That's very, very hard for me to do. So that was my scale of progress. You can do one that's similar to this, or just, even if it's just 5 steps, it doesn't need to be a lot of steps, you know? And yeah, I think that's it.
Hey guys, so the app I wanted to show you is called Calm Harm, and it helps people deal with self-harm issues. Now you need to set up a password, and I made mine super easy to remember, like that I don't have to worry about panicking and also panicking about my password. Now they tell you that the urge to self-harm is like a wave. It feels like the most powerful thing when you start wanting to do it. So let's ride the wave. Now you can select an activity type. There's 5. There's comfort, distract, express yourself, release, and breathe. Now let's go for a random one. Distract. Okay, now we can choose this for 5 minutes or 15 minutes. I usually choose 5 minutes because when I'm panicking and I need to self-harm or just panicking in general, I need to calm down quickly because I don't want to take too long to like get to my senses, if you get what I mean. So let's choose 5 minutes. Now the first one we see is roll a dice. Think of that many number of things that have made you feel good. Or see the 17 times table. That can be really interesting. Once I was doing 2 times 2 and then times 2 times 2 times 2 and I did that 45 times. I don't remember the number I reached, but yeah. So yeah, like just anything to distract yourself really. For example, right here, think of a country for every letter of the alphabet. Oh, I already know one for the letter Z. How many classic novels can you name? And stuff like that. Now, let's go and see breathe, because I want to show you guys what that's about. So, this is a breathing technique that helps you to reduce the symptoms of stress and anxiety, and it helps you stay in the moment. I've used this when panicking, when wanting to self-harm, and especially when having moments of phobia of impulsion. Now, phobia of impulsion is when you feel like you need to do something, and if you don't do it, something bad is going to happen, but you know you shouldn't do what you want to do. And in my case, my phobia of impulsion is about when I take the subway or the train, I want to jump in the rails. And that is very dangerous, especially when I'm alone, because I have nobody to prevent me from jumping. Of course, I've never jumped, but like I know it can happen, so I use this app every single time I take the train and the subway. Now, when you're ready, you press start, and you breathe in. You hold it in, and you breathe out. Now, you repeat this as long as you need to. They do it in batches of 60 seconds, but they repeat it until you pause it yourself. Now let's pause it. Let's say that the urge has passed. We press continue, and now you need to fill out this questionnaire. Now, how strong was the urge? Let's say medium. Did the activity help? Yes. Why did you get the urge? Let's say, I don't know. Continue. And then there's a small text to read and a disclaimer because Calm Harm is produced in the UK. So there is no helplines for the US and Canada, but I will make sure to link some down in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys.